When I think of education, I think of learning things, like how to be disciplined, while also preparing for the future. As someone who's in the US education system, I often hear how other countries are constantly doing much better than us. On the list of countries ranked by PISA, the United States, a superpower of the world, is only in the middle. The countries standing at the top of the list range from Singapore, Hong Kong, Canada, Finland, Vietnam, and even Estonia. A little further from the top sits Germany. What is it about the education system in Germany that puts it at 16th place, while the US is back at 25th? Eager to know these answers, I went to Germany to learn more about the system and what things the US could take away from it.
Also die Kinder werden mit 6 Jahren schulpflichtig. So, und dann werden die Kinder eingeschult und durchlaufen 4 Jahre Grundschulzeit. So, und Ende der 4. Klasse oder Mitte der 4. Klasse bekommen die Kinder, besprechen die Lehrer mit den Eltern der Viertklässler, welche weiterführende Schule in den Augen der Lehrer günstig ist, am günstigsten im Augenblick. Das heißt, man kann wählen zwischen Gymnasium, Realschule, Hauptschule, gibt es wenige mittlerweile nur noch, und eine Gesamtschule, in der dann wiederum auch alle Schulformen vereint sind.
You have a different way of learning in these schools. In Gymnasium, the approach is more theoretical and you are being prepared to study and to maybe have an academic career afterwards. In Realschule and Hauptschule, the approach is much more practical and people learn to just, I don't know, use the things they learn in class in a practical way. And I mean, neither is better or worse. It's just different approaches.
A big difference I noticed was the testing situation in 3rd grade. Before a German student knows what school they will attend, they have to take a test, also known as the Vera test.
You always have to keep in mind that there are gonna be tests. You always need to keep that in mind because it wouldn't be fair to the children to completely forget that. The main focus is to teach them what they need in life. So that's what the lesson plan says.
Also Vera wird durchgeführt in Klasse 3 in Deutsch und Mathe. In Deutsch ist ein Leseteil und ein Grammatikteil oder ein Rechtschreibteil.
I think it was 55 minutes for one Vera test. Then we had this time and we had like a little book and we had to do the tasks. They just test what we learn in the years.
We always have to check where are they standing, and of course we always have to take care of their process. How much have they developed during the year and can they go to the next grade? Do they need to stay where they are and have to do that again?
But what happens when a foreigner, like me, wants to study abroad? Can I just apply and get a free education? Multiple studies have shown that people who live abroad are generally more happy and earn more money, no matter their occupation.
I had a very normal, average American education, so to say, so pre-K through 12th grade. I don't know, I don't really have any college experience. I applied to colleges and I got into quite a few, but it was kind of daunting to see that I would have to pay $40,000 over the period of 4 years. So I decided that I would do something else, and that's kind of how this whole Germany experience came apart. I graduated in Michigan and I left for Germany 2 weeks later. In the US, the high school diploma is about equal to a 10th grade German education, so I wasn't allowed to study. That I'd have to go to a thing called Studienkolleg, so like a study college, and do Abitur, so the German diploma. And they offer this program for foreigners that want to study in Germany but do not have the qualifications. It's a 1-year program, and to get into it you have to take an examination. And then you go through this huge process. You go basically to German high school, but it's all the education that you missed back in your home country in a period of a year. So it was really, really rigorous. There's a lot of late nights, but in the end it was really worth it. It really prepared me for university here. I mean, the system is totally different and it's a lot more independent, so without it I would have definitely not been able to make it, I don't think.
But what if the roles were reversed?
I went to the US to Louisiana State. Did it as part of my master's. It was a bit different in the way that it was more intense because we had to read way more than we have to read here. But like in the US, it's very intense. I encountered a lot of undergrads that I feel like should not go to university. They lack the basic knowledge of, like, in my opinion, like social, like everyday knowledge to like actually attend university. Our system kind of prevents that, you know, since we have like 3 different types of schools and you can only go to university if you graduate from a Gymnasium or a Gesamtschule.
After a German student is done with school, how do we know it was a success? Is the system working?
Das deutsche Schulsystem, also es ist ja eine stetige Veränderung, die auch immer ganz schnell umgesetzt werden soll.
The way that it's structured, that you have different kinds of schools that people have to enroll in. It depends on their grades in primary school. I can see why people think that might be unfair towards certain students. But in general, I do believe in our education system.
And that's the good thing about the German system. You can also get higher. You can go to Hauptschule and then finish Hauptschule, and then you can go to Realschule and you can finish that, and then you can go to Gymnasium and finish that. But it's really hard to do that.
Ärgerliche ist, dass man immer so schnell neue Sachen umsetzen muss. Nicht, weil wir faul sind, sondern deswegen, weil es gar nicht so gut durchdacht sein kann mit dieser Geschwindigkeit.
What's the first thing you think of when you hear the word education?
Foundation, like foundation of society.
Kinder sind so begierig, das alles zu lernen. Und das ist auch das Schönste, dass man das weitergeben kann.
Now I'm already doing my master's degree and I have all doors open, and it just really, I don't know, gives me a hope that maybe someday the American system adapts a little bit to the German system, or I don't know, that they become a bit more European.
Und das ist ganz egal, ob das Lesen oder Schreiben oder Rechnen ist, das ist auch die Vogelscheuche, die man trifft. Was ist das?
It's the most important thing. The lack of education, the lack of like teaching people the right thing is the reason why society is what it is right now. Education is everything.
Das ist Bildung fürs Leben, das ist Herzensbildung, das ist Mutbildung, das ist Bildung von gemeinsamem Lernen, von Vertrauen, das ist Bildung insgesamt.
After talking with professionals and students, it makes me wonder about how much of a driving force education is for a better society. Going on this journey made me think of how we, the United States, should stand up and make education, the arts, and healthcare fundamental aspects of our democracy, so that the citizens of the world can go into life with hope and an understanding of what it truly means to be educated.